Jensen Huang, CEO of NVIDIA, fresh off his keynote last night on stage.
Ed, great to see you. Welcome to Las Vegas.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Familiar territory for
Congratulations on your new baby.
Thank you very much. A lot's changed since we last spoke, actually.
Yeah.
But of the broad spectrum of what you announced last night, new graphics cards, new chips, actually, technically in the automotive space, products and services on the software side, which is the single most important for NVIDIA's future?
They're all important. You know, it's hard. It's all important. It's hard to pick your favorites. You know, we announced 3 chips. We announced a brand new AI, a world foundation model, a first of its kind, and we announced our work in 3 areas in robotics.
Right.
And they're all important. And you know, the thing, of course, we announced a brand new Blackwell RTX, and has a new AI technology called Neuro shaders, and we're combining artificial intelligence and classical computer graphics.
Let's go to RTX, the new RTX.
Yeah.
We've become so accustomed to your story being dominant in a market for high-performance GPUs, server racks, data centers. This is going back to your roots. It's in the desktop context, there's one right there. Later in the year, a laptop. But for a target base that is developers and nerdy, hardcore gamers, what's the future of that business for you?
Computer graphics is going to be here forever. And what we've done is we've fused artificial intelligence and computer graphics together. And the images that we're generating today wouldn't be possible if not for the fact that we're using computer graphics to create beautiful pixels and then use artificial intelligence to amplify that capability. For example, you know, out of 4 frames I was talking about yesterday, 33 million pixels or so in 4K, out of that 33 million pixels, 2 million pixels were computed. The other 31 million pixels were generated by AI.
In other words, the AI predicts what it thinks the pixel should be.
That's right, yeah. The ultimate generative AI.
But what was interesting for me is the focus, again, was away from the graphics cards, away from Blackwell that underpin it, and Cosmos. We probably don't have time to explain in full detail Cosmos, but you call it a world foundation model.
Cosmos is for the physical world what ChatGPT is for words and text. That's the easiest way to think about that.
Okay, so in other words, it's model text input, but can generate synthetic data in multiple mediums.
It understands the physical world. So, for example, if I ask it a question, if I ask it to generate multiple futures of a car driving down the road, it would understand the dynamics of the world. It would understand the object permanence. It would understand geometry and space, and it would create a driving scenario for the car that is plausible.
And you open sourced it. So I don't really think about it as a product or a go-to-market. It's more about what Cosmos enables. Is that how we should think about it?
Yeah, well, the autonomous vehicle industry and the robotics industry is really important to us, and we offer 3 computers for them. We offer, of course, the training computer.
Through DGX.
Through DGX. The robotics computer that's inside the car or inside a robot. And now we have this new computer called Omniverse with Cosmos that is the digital twin or the playground where these robots can learn how to be robots. And so if we could accelerate the development of artificial intelligence for AVs and for robotics, it brings in a lot of business for us, of course.
There's an academic point of tension here, if I may. Elon Musk is a customer of yours, and Tesla, their theory or practice is based on real-world data gathered through vision.
Yeah.
Does the synthetic data underpinning of Cosmos kind of contradict that?
It doesn't replace, it augments. And so you should collect as much world data as you can. Of course, collecting world data is very expensive. And Elon has a great advantage because, number one, his AI factory for his cars is fantastic. Has a lot of NVIDIA gear in it. His AV algorithms is incredible. It's the best in the world. And he has a very large fleet of cars on the road that allows him to collect a lot of data. And so I think he has just a phenomenal position, and he's been working on this for a long time, and so he's going to be in a great position to take advantage of it.
Well, may I ask you at this juncture, he's clearly influential in this upcoming administration. But he also positions Tesla as a leading AI and robotics company.
Yeah, very.
How does that bode for NVIDIA, Elon Musk's influence of President-elect Trump, and also the coming administration's kind of attitude towards AI?
I don't know the attitude towards AI. I know Elon's attitude towards AI, and he's very optimistic about its future, and obviously he's working on some of the most important AI areas. XAI is working on foundation, cognitive intelligence AI. Tesla is working on autonomous vehicles, and Optimus is for humanoid robotics. These three areas of AI are the three most important areas of AI, and so I think he's working on exactly the right things.
You kind of positioned AI, NVIDIA's position in the supply chain for physical AI, robotics, autonomous driving. Explain it a bit more, the role you see NVIDIA playing.
Well, we're a core technology company, and so we build the foundational computing platforms. We're also full stack, and so we develop the necessary algorithms, the necessary AI technologies, and then we put it out to the industry for them to adopt it and turn it into end market solutions. We're a computing platform company.
So you're on stage and you're surrounded by, I think, a dozen humanoid robots, which is nice for you. When will I be here at CES in Las Vegas and actually have...
There's some robots right down the hall.
No, but in real terms, you must have a timeline that you see real-world commercial deployment of the technology you outlined last night.
It depends on use case. I would say...
Which will we see first use case?
The first use case will probably be in manufacturing. You know, there's estimates tens, if not 100 million jobs that are workers that are... The world is short of workers. And aging population, declining birth rates, and so I think the world needs a lot more workers. Robotics is one of the best ways for us to supplement all of that and help companies recover the lost revenues on the one hand and drive productivity, which reduces inflation for the world on the other hand. And so I think robotics is going to be very important to that. In different areas, you could have they'll probably deploy into manufacturing first because they obviously need it most.
Which you see as a ginormous potential market, addressable market.
It's a $50 trillion industry that wants to grow and needs to grow.
Sorry to interrupt you, Jensen. I think the thing that Wall Street's struggling with this morning, among many things, is DGX, they understand the investment there, that trains the foundation models. In terms of NVIDIA's business model, what you outlined last night, Cosmos, and then later on the inference side, how physical AI helps grow your business from there.
Drives DGX growth.
Just simple as that.
Yeah, as simple as that. I think if you just look at simply like that, we have 3 computers, and 2 of the computers, DGX and Omniverse, drives an enormous amount of data that is necessary to train the AI models.
Right.
And so Omniverse creates the data that we then use to train AI models. The training is what drives DGX sales. And the more robots that are available, the more data we can create, the more AI models we have to go train. That cycle is ultimately what we're striving for. All of that drives consumption for data center growth.
There is a surge in AI spending, data center growth. Some of our audience are a bit concerned about how sustainable that is, short, medium, and long term.
Well, at the limit, artificial intelligence is the single most important technology force of our time, and it's really about we're at the beginning of that. And in the future, every single data center will be driven by AI and the type of computing that we build today. And so if you look at the world today, we're about a year and a half into the remodeling, if you will, the modernization, the reinvention of computing. And so I think that over the next several years, you're going to see the transition from the old way of doing computing, general purpose computing. There's a new way of doing computing, artificial intelligence and accelerated computing. And so we have a lot of growth to go do.
Let's go back to your and NVIDIA's roots, and therein lies the complication, right? The story, accelerated computing. You spent 4 years redefining the computer for me, but then we get RTX, Blackwell, single Blackwell in that form factor. The target audience is hardcore gamers, but also developers. And I wondered if you could give me any early examples or evidence of how you see the gaming industry adopting your technology.
Well, AI is going to reinvigorate the video game industry. On the one hand, for developers, it's going to reduce the cost of creating the content. On the other hand, all of the characters that are in the games are going to be smart characters in the future. So every time you interact with them, they're going to be interacting with you in a much more intelligent way. And so the games are going to be more interesting, the characters are going to be more interesting, the content development cost is going to decline, and that's going to be really great for the industry. And so I think that the future is really bright for video games and these virtual worlds, and artificial intelligence is going to really reinvigorate it.
Project Digits. May I pick it up?
Yeah.
$3,000 Project Digits.
Yeah.
A supercomputer you can
sitting
put on
right
your
next.
desk.
Exactly. Could you imagine you're just sitting there just like that? You're working on your PC.
Well, I can't imagine. Why would I need one of these? Probably not me. But how big is the addressable market for this? What is the addressable market?
There are 30 million software developers. There are probably something along the lines of 10 million designers around the world. Probably another 20 million creative artists. Hard to say exactly how many students. I'm going to guess probably a couple of 100 million students around the world. Everybody's going to have to afford it. Everybody's going to have to well, they can afford computers. And so if they can afford computers and they would like to have a companion that helps them do AI, this is the way to do it.
Can I just clarify something on it? I think you said on stage Mac OS, Linux, and Windows, but the communication said just Linux.
No. Whatever computer you use, you're literally enjoying how it's going to be used. It's sitting right there, and you just connect to it wirelessly like it's your personal cloud.
I promised the audience I'd clarify that because they're excited. We're running short on time. President-elect Trump has been speaking during the course of our conversation. How imperative is it that you go to Mar-a-Lago and meet with him if NVIDIA is America's leading AI company? And will you?
I'd be delighted to go see him.
Have you been invited?
Not yet, but I would be delighted to go see him and congratulate him and do everything we can to help this administration succeed.
A lot of what you outlined on stage last night in the realm of physical AI, I saw Xpeng, for example, in the autonomous driving context. That's happening in China. Like, they are doing a lot on robotics. So I'm going to ask you about tariffs. It's likely this coming administration will be as restrictive on technology export, and tariffs will be a function. How have you prepared for that, Jensen?
Whatever the administration ultimately decides, we'll give them as much insight as we can from our perspective, and I'm sure that the administration will make the right moves. That's in the best interest of our country.
2025. I kind of started the conversation by saying a lot has changed since we last spoke in the summer. You said that the age of general robotics is just around the corner. Is 2025 the year of general robotics, or is that a little premature to your mind?
The development is going gangbusters, as you can see, all the different robots that are going to be around here. And the enabling technology necessary for general robotics is coming together. All the pieces are coming together. The industry still has a lot of engineering to do. If you look long term, pick your horizon. In 10 or 20 years, the number of robots that's going to be on Earth is going to be measured in probably tens, if not hundreds, and not potentially billions of robots. And so those days are clearly coming. Is it going to happen in the next couple of years or the next 5 years? Hard to say. But the development of robotics is going to be all over the world now. And we're seeing startup companies, large companies, industrial companies, consumer electronics companies, all getting involved in the future of robotics. And our offering to the industry is a 3-computer system. And so whether they're developing the robot, training the robot, we have DGX systems for them and DGX clouds for them. If they're simulating the robots, we have Omniverse for them. And if they want to deploy that, when they're ready to deploy the robots, we have little computers that basically is the computer brain of the robot that they can put inside the robot. And so we'll work with the industry across the board, from the development of the robot to the deployment of the robot. And we have computer systems for them, algorithms for them, AIs for them, and we'll partner with the industry to make this future happen.
Very, very quick. Which line of business grows fastest this year? Data center, gaming, or other?
They're all going to grow fast. I think gaming is continuing to grow. Our autonomous vehicle business is already on its way to be a $5 billion business this year. And so, and
run
rate. And so, the autonomous vehicle business is just starting to get off the ground, and that tells you something about how we address it. And the reason for that is we get the benefit from the beginning of the development of the AIs all the way to the deployment of the cars. Because a car company needs two factories, a car factory that builds the cars and an AI factory that builds the AIs for the cars. And both of these areas we get to participate. And so I think it's going to be a very large business.
Jensen, I've made you late for your next appointment.
Yeah, it's great to see you.
I'm incredibly grateful for your time. It's good to see you as well. Jensen Huang, the NVIDIA CEO.